Decisions dictate destiny, but what dictates our decisions? Our decisions are birthed from the thoughts. So whatever's going on in your head, whatever's going on in your mind, is creating an atmosphere for the decisions that you're going to make. So I want you to take your thought life more seriously. If you want to go to the next level, in your relationship with God, with how you spend your time, with your business, your book, your career, whatever you're working on and whatever you're working toward, if you want to do better, you're going to have to think better. Whenever there's a time for increase or a shift, our thoughts have to shift first. Our thoughts have to transition first. Our thoughts have to go to a new level before we see the new level manifest. So decisions can only be healthy if we have healthy thoughts. And unfortunately, a lot of our decisions have been drowned in depression, fear, suicidal thoughts, envy, jealousy, pride, things that are carnal in nature, and they're crippling us from having healthy, productive, and efficient decisions. And so if we don't think better, we're not going to do better. And if we don't do better, we're not going to live better. So we have to think the way that God would want us to think if we're going to do the things that God would have us to do. So without quality decisions, we're not going to have quality outcomes, and we're definitely not going to have those things if we don't have quality thought lives. So the question comes, how do I change my thought life so that I can change my decisions? What can I possibly do to think with healthier thoughts? So if you are one who's been reared up in an environment that has always belittled your thinking, if you've been reared up in an educational system that really constricted your ability to think critically and to really solve problems, then you're going to have to put some work in. And if you're one who's like a negative Nancy, and everything in your life is you just see it as negative, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to change your thoughts one thought at a time. So first, you need to decide whether you're going to continue thinking the way that you've always been thinking, or to take on a new method of thinking. And so we can change our thought lives by changing what we meditate on. So often we hear inspirational, powerful, even spirit-filled messages that God gives us clarity, gives us revelation, that's convicting. But how often do we really meditate on what we receive and meditate on what we learn? So the homework for you is meditate on something that God would have you meditate on. And the way you do that is you literally sit and you think about what God would want you to think on. Take a scripture and sit and just think about it. Really spend time. I'm not talking about 10 seconds or 20 seconds, but really sitting down, spending time thinking on the implications of what you've read. If you've heard a powerful message, spend some time and sit down and think about the consequences of what you've listened to and what you've heard. Think about how that can affect your life personally. Think about how you can apply that message, that idea to your life. If you've read a great book, if there's something powerful that's come across your desk, think about how it affects you, how it affects those around you, how you can use it. Think about how you could use it in your day. Really think about what you're receiving and practice meditating on it. Grab a key point from it and think about it for the whole day. Think about it when you have spare time with your thoughts. Instead of pulling out your smartphone, think about what you read or think about what you heard. Think and consider something that builds you, something that is going to take you to another level. Think on big ideas so that you'll go to a big place. Don't belittle the power of thinking the right way. So your homework is to change your meditation. If there's an area in your life that you need to change, begin to meditate in a different way. There are literally thousands of scriptures that can help you go in the right direction. There are thousands of resources that we have at our disposal that can help us meditate in the right direction so that we can make measured decisions so that we can move in destiny. So let's master our minute in our minds so that we can manage the destiny that God has set before us.